Hello and welcome you in the course of Probability and Statistics. I am your instructor Hardik Joshi. Now, in this particular lecture, we have to see one of the important concept in probability. Yeah, this particular theorem, yeah, rules is most probably used to solve the real life application and is known as Bayes theorem. Yeah, sometimes is known as Bayes rules. So before dealing with this Bayes theorem, we have to say recall or see the basic terminology which can be helped to form a Bayes theorem. So what is independent event, which will use exclusive events, etc. So first of all, we have to recall the basic terminology. Then we have to study what is the Bayes rule. So the first one, say independent event. So let's first see when a random experiment A, random experiment B, yeah, there are say more than two random experiment is happening or occur, one we have to say that is an independent event. So, if probability of B slash A is equal to probability of B, if this condition is satisfied or occur, then we have to say that the random experiment A and random experiment B both are independent event. If we have to talk precisely about this lab terms, now this lab term interpret as probability of happening of event B when event A is already finished. So we have to find out the probability of the event B when one particular event is finished. But we have to get some probability of happening of this event B. It means that the probability of occurrence of this event B, it does not depends either event A is finished or not finished. So this type of two events A and B is known as independent events. Same thing we have to write down here just for your simplicity. That is, the probability of B occurring is not affected by the occurrence or non-occurrence of the event A. Then we say that A and B are independent events. But according to the definition of conditional probability, these are the definition of conditional probability. The probability of B given A is equal to probability of A intersection B upon the probability of A. But if the random experiment A and B are independent, then probability of B given A is represented by probability of B. So by using this formulation, this the left hand side term is replaced by probability of B. So by rearranging, we have to get probability of A intersection B is equivalent probability of A into probability of B. Say is a equation star. So we have to say that either this bottom expression, yeah, this first, that is top expression, yeah, among any of these two, if any one of the formulation is true, then we have to say that A and B both are independent events. Let's see the one of the property if an event A must result in one of the mutually exclusive event A1, A2, An, then the probability of A is equivalent probability of A1 into probability of A given A1 plus probability of A2 into probability of A given A2 plus probability of An into probability of A given An. So mutually exclusive. So first of all we have to just recall what is mutually exclusive. If we have to talk about any particular say event, now that event is a combination of say few events. Say first of all we have to consider is a combination of two events, that is n equal to 2. So a particular event A is a combination of two events, that is A1 and A2. But mutually exclusive, that is that particular two events A1 and A2 are independent. That is, there are not a common member which is belonging to A1 as well as A2. Yeah, precisely we have to say that the intersection of A1 and A2 is phi, that is the null set. These are the first basic concept. A1 intersection A2 is phi. The second terminology, when we have to merge, that is combine the two sets A1 and A2, that is A1 union A2, then it's produce the universal set, that is A. So if this two condition is satisfied, then we have to say that capital A is a mutually exclusive events of combination of A1, A2, yeah, any of the finite object. So to deal with this property, we have to see this property first of all n equal to 2. So we have to assume capital A is equivalent A intersection A1 union of A intersection A2. Because we know that A intersection A1 is phi and again A intersection A2 is phi. When we have to combine these two particular sets, then we have to get the original set A. So A intersection A1 and A intersection A2 are mutually exclusive. So we are interested to find out the probability of this particular set A. So our next step, we have to apply the probability on this particular expression. So apply the probability on the both the side, that is left hand side. So it leads the probability of A. When we have to apply the probability on right hand side, so we have to get the probability of A intersection A1 plus probability of A intersection A2. Here we have to use the basic concept when the experiments are mutually exclusive, that is probability of A intersection B, where A and B are mutually exclusive, then is probability of A plus probability of B. Now next we have to use the definition of conditional probability. So we know that by applying the definition of conditional probability, the probability of A intersection A1 leads probability of A1 into probability of A given A1. Apply same definition of conditional probability on this second expression. So probability of A intersection A2 leads the probability of A2 into probability of A given A2. So if we have to compare with this expression, so probability of A1, probability of A1, probability of A given A1 plus probability of A2 into probability of A given A2. So we conclude that we have to prove this property for n equal to 2. And next we have to use the basic say mathematical induction to prove this property for say some finite number. So we have to write down the same thing. Say extension to large value of n easily prove this property. So we are not going in the further detail to prove it for n equal to 3, 4 and say particular n equal to k. So let's see the example which is depends on the previous property as well as the definition independent event. So the question tells that say box 1 contains say 3 red, 2 blue marbles, while the another box 2 contains say 2 red, 8 blue marbles. So the question suggests that so 2 box is given. First box contains say 3 red, 2 blue marbles. That is the box 1 contains 3 plus 2. That is total 5 marbles. Box 2 contains 2 red, 8 blue. That is 2 plus 8. That is 10 marbles. Now further the question suggests that a fair coin is tossed. If the coin turns head, that is the coin is tossed, and if the output of the coin is the head, a marble is chosen from the box 1. If it turns the tails, then the marble is chosen from the box 2. So the selection of the box it depends on the output of tossing of coin. If the output of the tossing of coin is head, then we have to draw a marble from the box 1, and if the output of tossing of coin is tail, then the marble is drawn from the box 2. We are interested to find out the probability that a red marble is chosen. So the question just tells that find out the probability of getting a red marble, but it does not tell the red marble is coming from the box 1 or box 2, because we know that the box 1 contains 3 red marble. Also box 2 contains 2 red marble. So whenever we have to find out the probability of getting red marble, so it is possible either is coming from the box 1 or is coming from the box 2. So let's start the find out the probability of getting a red marble. So before that we have to assign some terminology that may be help to find out the probability. So capital R denotes the events a red marble is chosen. So we have to assign say notation capital R when the red marble is chosen. Also we know that either it is coming from box 1. So we have to assign the notation say Roman 1. If we have to coming from the box 1. Roman 2. If the red marble is drawn from the box 2. So same thing we have to write down here. Let capital R denote the event a red marble is chosen, while the Roman 1 and Roman 2 denotes the events when box 1 and box 2 are chosen respectively. Since a red marble can result by choosing either box 1 or box 2, as we have to discuss. So let's move further on the results, but before conclude the results we have to recall one of the basic property. So the property just we have to see before few slide. If an event A must results one of the mutually exclusive events A1, A2, An, then probability of happening of event A is equivalent probability of happening of event A1 into probability of A given A1 plus probability of A2 into probability of A given A2, and so on, probability of an into probability of a given an. But if we have to talk about precisely this example, so in this example, how many mutually exclusive events? In this particular definition, there are total n mutually exclusive events. If we have to talk about events, so here there are only two boxes. So we have to fix, that is set the notation, capital A1, that is our first box. Capital A2, that is another objects, that is our second box. Probability of A, that is we are interested to find out probability of A, but in this particular example, we are find out probability of getting a red marble. So capital A is capital R. So by fixing this terminology, we have to just plug in this notation. So this formulation leads the probability A is replaced by R, A1 is replaced by Roman 1, so probability of 1, probability of R slash A1 is replaced by 1. Same thing, probability of A2, that is probability of 2, probability of R slash Roman 2. Now we have to say stop after the second step, because in this particular example there are only two objects. Now first of all we have to talk about this term, probability of Roman 1, probability of Roman 2. There are say two boxes. Either we have to find out the probability of getting a first box. So at that time our favorable outcome is the first box. There are total two boxes and favorable outcome is the first box. So definitely its probability is half. Similarly, probability of selection of the second box is also half, because there are total two boxes. We are interested to get or choose a second box. Now next we have to talk about precisely this term, probability of R slash I. So this can be interpreted as, now we have to already select this first box. That is, first box is selected, then we have to find out the probability of getting a red marble. So we know that first box contains total 5 marbles, 3 red and 2 blue. So denominator is total marble 3 plus 2. Denominator, that is our favorable marbles. So there are total 3 red marbles. So 3 upon 3 plus 2. Now next we have to discuss this term, probability of R given 2. So this is interpreted as the probability of red marble when the box 2 is selected. So box 2 is already selected and we know that in box 2 there are total 8 marbles. And box 2 consists of 2 red marbles. So favorable outcome is 2. So that's why numerator is 2, denominator is 10. So the simplification is leads 2 by 5. So we conclude that probability of getting the red marble is 2 by 5. So let's see the Bayes theorem or Bayes rule. Suppose that A1, A2 and so on An are mutually exclusive events whose union is the sample space S. That is, one of the event must occur, then capital A is any event, then we have to write down, or we are interested to find out the probability of any of these sub-events when the original events A is already finished. So is equivalent probability of the sub-events AK, whatever we have to interested, into probability of A given AK upon summation of J running from 1 to n, probability of AJ into probability of A slash AJ. So In next few minutes, we have to see how we can find out this probability of AK given A. So since capital A is results any one of the mutually exclusive events. So again we have to use the property to prove this, the probability of AK given A. So again recall, A must be results in one of the mutually exclusive events A1, A2 up to An. So we have to already prove this property, then probability of A is probability of A1 into probability of A given A1. So on, probability of An into probability of A given An. So just same thing we have to write down in the simple notation, that is summation form. So A1, A2 and An, so there are total n terms. So we have to start a summation, j is running from 1 to n, and instead of suffix 1, 2 up to n, we have to write down j. So probability of Aj into probability of A given Aj. Then we have to use the simple definition of the conditional probability. So just we have to again write down the definition. The conditional probability tells that probability of B given A is probability of A intersection B upon this. Whatever event is finished is in denominator, probability of A. Yeah, in the multiplicative form, this conditional probability is rewritten as probability of A intersection B is probability of A into probability of B given A. So to derive the formulation of this probability of AK given A, we have to use the two terminology. The first one is the conditional probability, the second one this property. So by help of this conditional probability, probability of AK given A is written as probability of AK intersection A upon probability of A. So this formulation we have to obtain with the help of conditional probability. Now probability of AK intersection A. So again we have to use the multiplicative form of this conditional probability. So we have to use this form. So this can be rewritten as probability of AK into probability of A given AK, and in denominator probability of A. So denominator we have to replace by this property. So probability of A is nothing but is equivalent the summation j running from 1 to n probability of Aj into probability of A slash Aj. So these are the nothing but is a simple concept of Bayes theorem. So thank you so much for paying your attention.